What's going on, guys? Beagler Outdoors here. I'm Carl Beagler. Do you think you can make a bass tracker tournament ready? Let me tell you something. You can. Stay tuned, and I'll tell you what you can do to make a cheaper boat just as good as the other boats. Maybe not as good, but good enough for you. Stay tuned. Hey guys, so I'm making this video. Me and my wife have, 2018 Bass Tracker 190, okay? And I'm gonna show you all the things you could put on a boat to make it tournament ready, okay? First and foremost, I don't fish tournaments because I was starting to fish tournaments and it wasn't fun. It's taking the fun out of it. All the politics, it's not something I wanted to do. It was fun at first, but no, it was just not for me. But we're gonna go over, well, first let's go over certain kind of boats. All right, so I'll give you how I rank certain boats. The difference between a really expensive boat and a cheaper boat is build quality and the little things you get in it. So to me, I'm gonna put them in a level of cheapest to more expensive. Bass Tracker is definitely at the bottom. Cheapest boat, cheapest made, cheapest materials. Nitro comes next. Nitro is made by Bass Tracker. Nicer boat. If you want to get into like a Z21, nicer boat. Has a bigger bow, bigger beam for two people fishing up front. You want to step it up from there, you go to a Ranger, okay? So Bass Tracker, let's just throw numbers out. Bass Tracker say is 28,000 for the one we got. A nice Ranger equivalent to this, 50,000, okay? A Skeeter equivalent to this, 70,000. And a Phoenix, which to me is the baller of all baller boats, 100,000 for a good one, okay? So you could spend 28,000, and what you're not getting is little cubby spaces. You're not getting dual consoles in the front. You're not getting as much space to put stuff, and you're getting a smaller beam, how wide it is, okay? This, for me and my wife to fish up front, is a little uncomfortable, but we still do it. But you can buy one of these boats like we did and make it tournament ready. I don't fish tournaments, but I have everything on the boat to help me fish better, okay? Now, honestly, I can catch fish out of this crap. I can catch fish out of a John boat. I can catch fish out of a John boat with nothing, okay? So, we're gonna go over this boat, and we're gonna tell you what we have on the boat, all right? We're gonna go through everything, then we're gonna sit down and talk about how these things help, okay? All right, so we'll start at the front of the boat, okay? On the front of the boat, we put a Minn Kota Ultrex, okay? Has a spot lock, has everything you need. If you want a really good trolling motor, you want a Minn Kota Ultrex. It's not hard to put on. This boat came with a shitty one. Don't mind the gunshots in the background, they're shooting skeet behind me. My boat came with the shitty, regular, basic one. We put a good one on, okay? So we put the Ultrex in, fits perfect, okay? Any of you guys you see in tournaments are either rocking this, the Lowrance, or the Garmin, but an equivalent to this with a spot lock, okay? And then what we did was we put a Garmin 106 SV with live scope, one in the front, okay? And we put one here at the helm, okay? And we have the Garmin live scope, which is down in there, okay? Then we go to the Raptors. Okay, with a boat like this, you have to put your pumps here. If you want to put 2 pumps for power poles or Raptors, they got to go in here. I'll have videos. There are videos that will show you kind of what's going on with that, okay? All right, so we did that. Now in the back of the boat, we put dual Raptors, okay? It is possible to put them in. Let me grab the remote I got right here. Well, actually it's not on, but it is possible, okay? When you do power poles or Raptors on a bass tracker, to keep the warranty on the hull, they do not want you to put on a jack plate or nothing. You have to put these mounts right here, okay? I'll put a link in the description. Actually, I'll put a link, but there's a video on how to do it. I'll link the video in the description, okay? And you could put the 2 Raptors or power poles on your boat, okay? And I have a video on how I ran everything on the boat. Just go to my videos below. You'll be able to see it, okay? We got the foot pedals for the Raptors right here. All right, so pretty much that's everything you could put on your boat. I mean, you can put a whole lot more stuff, but there is videos on how I put in the power poles or Raptors, how I put in the Ultrex, the GPS, is all videos below. But it is possible to make a bass tracker tournament ready. It is 100% possible, don't get me wrong, it's possible, okay? But like I said, you're not gonna have a wide beam. Most of the other boats that are more expensive have a really wide beam. This beam here has gotta be, I mean, at the widest point, it's probably 5 feet, okay? It's not that wide. It's just not that wide. So that is what it is. But you can definitely make a bass tracker tournament ready. If you have any questions about how I rigged our bass tracker, send me a message, I'll let you know. There are videos of how I ran all the wires because, like I said, when it comes to the Raptors or power poles, in the back of the bass tracker, which I'll take this off and show you real fast. All right. In the back of the bass tracker, if you open this up, all right, as you can see, there's 3 batteries there, okay? I have 2 batteries for the trolling motor and 1 battery for cranking in the back. Now, when I had the smaller trolling motor, I was able to run 1 battery and you'd be able to put 2 power pole pumps in that spot. There's no room for power pole pumps in here. So that's why on a bass tracker, at least this one, I don't know if they're changing it throughout the years, you have to put your pumps have to go in there, okay? And I have another battery, which is running off my Minn Kota charger, which I'll show you, another battery, which only runs the graphs, the live scope, and the power poles, or Raptors, I'm sorry. I call them power poles, that's kind of like a name for them, but they're Raptors, okay? There is a video on the Raptor install also. And I do have a 4-bank charger, which I got lucky to buy. I have a 4-bank charger under here. Right? As you can see, they're all charging. 3 to the batteries in the back and 1 wire to the battery in the front. So all my batteries are always charging, okay? Now, when you buy a charging bank for your boat, our boat came with a charging bank for 2, a 2-bank charging bank, very slow. Get a 4-bank, trust me, get a 4-bank. It's gonna cost a little more money, get a 4-bank because you're gonna wanna have 4 batteries in this boat. Especially if you're running live scope from Garmin or any of the Humminbird version or Lawrence's version, that head unit and your actual plotter units, you want them on 1 dedicated battery to get the clearest picture. That's why I have that battery in there. Strictly is for the live scope and the 2 units. And I have the power pole attached to it, but I barely use the power pole. Or Raptors. Once again, let me correct myself. Okay? You're gonna get a 4-bank. No matter what, when you get the boat right off the bat, get a 4-bank. You're gonna wanna have 4 batteries in here. Trust me. If you really wanna fish, you really wanna get into stuff, and you really wanna use your live scope and stuff, you can get away with 3 batteries. You can get away with 2. I got 4. I'm just telling you what I did on this boat, okay? Most of the tournament guys, they're running 3 or 4 batteries, no matter what. They're running 3 or 4 batteries, okay? And you know, we have the live scan on here. You can see the live scope. The live scope's on the transducer right here, okay? This is the transducer for a live scope. It mounts directly to the Ultrex. And the wires are ran and everything in here. So this boat is ready. This is, to me, this is a tournament ready boat. All right, now tournament ready boat can mean many things. To me, tournament ready means it makes it easier for you to fish in certain situations. Like if you're bed fishing, okay, the Raptors will help you stay put, okay? If you're fishing a heavy area, you don't have Raptors or power poles, the spot lock on this will keep you put. Less time moving around, more time to cast. That's how I see, because you're trying to catch a large amount of fish. When I say tournament ready, I'm talking about catching a large amount of fish, okay? Because in a tournament, you want to catch your fish. You don't want to spend more time moving around, all right? Another thing too, the little 12-volt unit they put on, it's not good in wind, dude. You get wind over 8 miles an hour, you're not going to be able to move. This right here, 10, 12 miles an hour wind ain't doing nothing for me. I'm blowing through it, okay? And if the motor doesn't start for something, this will get me all the way back to the boat ramp, 100%, all right? But that's pretty much it on the Bass Tracker. The things you can do about, you can do a lot more things to it. But the main things people do on a boat is the graphs, okay, and the live scope is included in the graphs if you're using Humminbird or whatever you're using, a good trolling motor, and power poles or Raptors. Those are the main things they put on their boat for tournaments, okay? Obviously, you want to have a tournament scale, a good scale to measure, to weigh your fish, okay? And the scale I have is, I have this Rapala scale. This scale right here, when I first bought it, it was 99 bucks. I have 3. I have one in the boat, actually I have 2. One in the boat and one in my travel pack. This will measure your fish, keep a log of all your fish. This is good for tournaments. You want to have a good scale, okay? Good scale. I think now this thing is like 45 bucks, all right? And you want to have your, obviously your bag to weigh in your bass, which I have in here. I have a weigh bag, okay? And once you have those things, man, you're ready to go. So if you have any questions about Bass Tracker, and if a Bass Tracker can be used to you know, fish tournaments, or it can be used to do heavy fishing, it can. The only difference is you're going to spend $30,000 less, and you're going to have less room, okay? And just less room in general when it comes to your cubby space, your rod locker, you're just going to have less room. That's how that works, all right? So any question about the Bass Tracker, or what you need to make this thing ready, all the videos are below. Look at my channel. I have the video on the Ultrex, the video on the Raptors. If you scroll down further, the video on the brackets. I'll try to put all the videos in the bottom of this video so you can look at them all. But if you're thinking about getting a bass boat and you don't want to spend, like me personally, I want a Ranger, okay? But they're like, to make a Ranger like this, with this stuff on it, you look 80 grand, 80 grand. Now a bare bones Ranger, you know, you'll probably get them for like 60. But they're gonna add up 20 grand is gonna be for all the graphs, all the crap you have on there. So that's what I personally want. I personally want a Ranger. I'd like a Phoenix, but it's just, I'm not gonna get a boat that I'd owe more on the boat than I owe on my house. I can't do that, can't do that. So we got the Bass Tracker. We decided to keep it, because I was gonna go get a Ranger. I was gonna trade this in and get a Ranger. Then I told myself, you know what? I'm just gonna put some Minn Kotas on this, some Raptors, and I'm just gonna keep it. This thing's almost paid off. I'm going to keep it. But anyway, I'm rambling on. Any more questions you have about the Bass Tracker, put them in the link, put them in the bottom comments, and I'm going to put in the comments all the links to everything we've done to this boat. So you can just go down and look at everything, okay? Be the Raptors. Thanks for watching. Out.